Yeah, so for me, it was the ability to have access to not be grounded in an in-person doctoral experience. And also the program's focused on leadership and organizational change. And my focus specifically and my interest in the program was looking at the systemic implications of change and how organizations have the ability to effectively change through leadership, through reflection, and through potential organizational redesign. So for me, this program allowed for that learning to take place. And now in year two, I'm seeing everything to come together and catching those particular points where, oh, the organization should be doing this to improve. So for me, I wanted to create that systemic understanding of how to impact change through organizations, whether they're in higher education or not.
I just think the fact that I think it started out as an idea and kind of a little bit of a hope, like, I think I can do this, or I hope I can get through the doctoral program, and now entering my third year, I'm doing it. You know what I mean? So I think that that's a big surprise for me, in that it's challenging in its ways, but it's doable. And I'm like, okay, I get it. And you know what, maybe I am designed for this. So I think that that's been a surprise.
First would be that I actually know a lot of the content. I just didn't know what the terminology would be for that. And I think it just has to do with my years of experience in higher education. There's a lot of aha moments in terms of, oh, I've done that before. I understand what that process is.
When I entered this program, whether it was with a partner, whether it was with my family, whether it was with my friends, I made it really clear that this was just a moment of time that I needed for myself. I needed to understand, and I needed to feel the pressure. I needed to feel what it was like to immerse myself at this level of thinking and application. And so the demand wasn't so scary, or hasn't been as scary, because I've been able to set my boundaries right up front, that I needed this time. And I was going to own that and respect that. This is what I applied for, and this is what I set out. Now, the other thing I would say is for anyone who's interested in the program, or anyone who's in the program and is really thinking about, like, how do I balance work and how do I balance maybe family and school? It is completely possible. I promise you, I have a phenomenal family. I have a phenomenal organization that I work for. And the more transparent you can be with them, again, up front, I think those systems of support are able to support you through the process. And so the demand doesn't feel like you have to choose one over the other. And then recognizing that those systems are sacrificing less time with you during the process. And that's okay, because, you know, you get to all celebrate at the end something that becomes a part of everyone's sort of reality.
The faculty are, I would say, very supportive, first of all. We are all working professionals in this program. Many of us are parents as well, and parents of everything from very young children to adult children. And I think that what I've appreciated is that the faculty recognize that when we have had to reach out because life is just in the way or whatever, overwhelmed by our work and our home life and helos, they've been very understanding and supportive. They'll allow us, okay, here, let me give you a little extra time here, let me know what you need. And so that's been very appreciative, that they understand that our desire to finish this program is very real, but again, life happens along the way. And I appreciate that they are so, well, this program should come before everything else. And while it does, remain high on our list of priorities, they're human, and they recognize that, some flexibility is beneficial along the way. So I definitely appreciate that about the faculty.
Yeah, the other students, they're great. Again, the sense of community. It's very interesting to learn from others that have experience in higher education, experience from other fields, different stages of their lives. I continuously feel like I'm learning from each individual, whether that's personal, professional experience, and I have had a great experience so far. And I think as we continue to go along in the program, we move on to different stages in our lives, evolve over time. And I think the community of practice has really been helpful in that effort too, of having a group of folks that are working towards the same goal at the end of the day, and are on different journeys along the same path. So for me, those students and my colleagues and peers have been great.
I would say to any student who's looking for a doctoral program, where you are going to be fully supported from your faculty. You are going to learn to be a student and not have to show up as being the expert in something. This is a program for you. If you're learning to build organizational capacity, where you're applying what you're learning as a leader in the HELOS program, and the next day able to apply it in your day-to-day work, and really identify a problem that is salient to your organization and work through that with a group of people, this is the perfect program for you. This is also a very rare program because it's one of its first of its kind. And so take the opportunity to really think about it. I will always be a massive fan of this program, and not because I'm in it and not because anyone told me to say this. It has literally transformed who I am. I came into the program being very sort of clear in my identity as an academic, as a professional, and I will be walking away even stronger given the level of intentionality around the curriculum and the love that this program really, really bolsters.